Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome to The Rootrees Are Dead. This is a detective puzzle game published and developed by Evil Trout Inc. It was released in 2025. It came out just this year, and we play as a genealogist. We must build up a family tree for the Roottree family after an extremely tragic event. I mean, we have the newspaper right here. What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottree sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottree Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. They are calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. A spokesperson for the company has asked that... I presume it's probably saying, please respect the privacy of the rest of the family. That would make sense. Also, December 6th, 1998. Yeah, this is not going to be a good Christmas for the rest of the family. This is going to be quite a miserable holiday this year. Now, before I go into the game proper, I have to say, I believe this is actually I guess you could call it a second outing for the game. The game originally released in 2023 for Game Jam, and it was so well received that they were like, you know what, let's make it bigger and brighter and bolder and get fancy new art for all of the characters. I mean, this is actually the third lot of art. I remember getting very confused when I picked up this game, thinking, hang on a minute, in all of the promo material, the Roottree sisters look very different. However, they updated the graphics in, I want to say, February. So yeah, that explains that. I think that's really cool. That's a really cool story that the game was so well received that it's gotten this, much bigger release. Now, I am a sucker for detective puzzle games. This is right up my street. We've had enough faff. Ooh. The Rootrees are dead. The mystery begins here. Roottree Mania. This mystery will unlock once you finish The Rootrees are dead. Slot 1. The Rootrees are loading. Excellent. December 6th, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Rootrees are dead.
Oh.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree company's lawyers are scrambling.
Hello there. Now, I'm just going to say, if you hear any background noise, the window cleaner has just come round. I did not know it was their day today, so, yeah, my apologies if you can hear anything in the background. I'm going to try and, cut around it, but yeah, I'm not waiting. I want to play this. I want to play this now, please.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Aye.
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Okay. Complete the family tree of the Roottree sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Examine my evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Sleuth. Okay, now, I forgot to mention this in the intro. In case it wasn't obvious, this Let's Play is blind. Please be kind. Please do not post story spoilers in the comments section below, especially for a game like this. This is a game about deduction. Like, we really do need... We don't need spoilers in the comment section for this game in particular. Now then, hello. Oh, okay. It only goes that far out. Let's go to there. Okay. Yeah, family tree. Evidence. Okay. Got milk, list of names. Yeah, show everything. Okay. Yeah, they look like 3 very nice girls. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters' Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognise our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognise our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Ooh, can we... Oh! I was gonna say, like, can we... Okay, so we can move it around. Good stuff. And then... Okay. And then... Oh, okay. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. So, women, question mark, Eloise. Okay, this is a long list. There are all the Rootrees. And then more Rootrees. So many Rootrees. Jesus Christ, that is a lot of Rootrees. Okay. I'm not gonna read all them out. We're just gonna go with it. Okay. And then our computer. Cashew pad. Welcome text. Welcome to the information superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer, or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use the Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Yeah, very wise. Very wise. Okay, and ooh, you have no new notifications, no documents need printing. Oh god, that noise! That noise! But still, we are connected. Spider search. Okay, pro tip, you can create notes quickly by highlighting text with your mouse. Okay. So we have spider search. I'm gonna come back to that. So we have a house. Ooh. Okay, and that's how we see evidence. Yeah, there's the board. I'm just seeing what we can and can't look at. Ooh. Riot Girl. Very nice. The Notorious Montjoys. Eunice Montjoy marries Pip Gittins. And they have Valerie Montjoy and Dermot Montjoy. Meanwhile, Mia Fothergill marries Nigel Bunyan. And they produce Rodney Bunyan and Anne Bunyan. And together they have 4 kids: Pip Montjoy, Royston Montjoy, Niles Montjoy, Bubbles Montjoy. What a name. For the 1500s, what a name. And then Mystery Comics. Tales of Suspense. So yeah, we are apparently a mystery fan. Okay, and that... Okay, that appears to be it. We have a notebook. Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information such as names, family relationships, marital status, sibling count, or anything else you'd like to remember. Tips. Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. The entire contents of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. So, family reminders. Siblings, often referred to as brothers or sisters, people that share the same parents. Cousins, sometimes referred to as first cousins, people that share the same grandparents but not the same parents. Second cousins, sometimes referred to as distant cousins, people that share the same great-grandparents but not the same grandparents. Oh god, this is going to get confusing, isn't it? Third cousins, you could also sometimes be referred to as distant cousins, people that share the same great-grandparents but not the same great-grandparents. Dear God. And okay, American school terms, thank you. K-12 stands for kindergarten to 12th grade. This includes all schooling from ages 5 to 18. Schools produce yearbooks, which are albums of staged photos of the students, typically with solid colour or cloudy backgrounds. Okay, and there we have... I will delete the page because I don't necessarily need it right now, but good stuff. And then, hello. Oh, hints! Currently playing... I like this music. It's jazzy, I like it, and I don't need a hint right now. Why is the hint a duck? You know, it's all good. Why can't the hint be a duck? That is the question. Okay. But yeah, I think let's go searching. Oh, it clacks. Oh, I like that. Oh my god, and it's different. It's different clacks for each. Okay, I like that. Okay. Right. There are a lot of... I'm sorry, that... I saw that flash and I was like, oh. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modelling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS, but Riley is the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do modelling for her brand, Root. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favourite are maple crisps, and try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. The website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay. Let's... Okay, and then, yeah. We'll put that... Okay, we'll rename this to... So yeah, Roottree sisters, or maybe because it gets cut off, so we'll just we'll go with okay. If you're gonna be awkward, the sisters. There we go. So Raina is the oldest, and apparently she got married to TMS. Okay, let's. No. There we go. Highlight. Right, I mean, is Riley being the smart one? Is that necessary? Rose being the middle child. Highlight. And then we'll go Riley last. That way I know. Okay, Raina, Rose, Riley. This you've gone with gimmicky names for your kids. This is okay. We can delete. I'm thinking, can we do this? Raina married TMS, and then can I? I'm thinking, yeah, put that there. There we go. Yeah, I'm done reordering. Good stuff. Okay. You might also think they're rich. Yeah, it mentioned, I believe it said their dad was called Carl in the newspaper on the front. Mum Brenda is a fashion designer. Okay, we'll go. Highlight. Riley wears plaid. Okay, highlight. And then Rose has her ears pierced. There we go. I know I'm highlighting a lot, but I figure like it's better to like excessively highlight than not highlight enough, and then I'm like, oh shit, I vaguely remember something, but I can't remember what. Okay, so we well, we have the order. We have the order. No, excuse me, the board. So this is can we pull up? Yeah, Raina is the oldest. So, do we have... Oh, hello. No. Unknown occupation. It seems like they were all models. No, excuse me. It's gonna take me a minute to remember, like, which one is which. Give me a minute. Yeah, they all do the modelling. So I would say, do we have model? Okay, we do. I'm thinking we just put them all as models. Because they all did modelling. So we have... Yeah, Raina's the oldest. Rose is in the middle. Riley is the youngest. But we do not have Rose. Okay. And you're married. Do we have... Okay, so we don't know. TMS is either... It's either like a rap name, or it's, you know, something has been shortened. So we need to find out what TMS is short for. We need to figure out what's going on with Rose's name. I'm not being daft. You know what? I'm gonna search for it because she's a Roottrie. So we have Candy, Carl, Carly, Clancy, Edward, Clancy Jr., Edward, Elias, Elias Jr., Elias C, Alliance M. Why so many Eliases? Gwendolyn, Gwen, Jack, James, Christina, Lauren, Marguerite. Oh, that's a cute name. I might nick that. I might nick that for a character I make. I like that. Miracle, Miracle Jr., Miracle Third, November, Raina, Riley, Robert, Ronald, Samantha, Tessa, Wolf, and then we go into Sheridan's. Okay. 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 Right. Back to the internet. Back to the internet. Oh, we could actually 1 second. Can we? You're in plaid and you have your ears pierced. Okay, so we can put in the pictures. We can put in the pictures. Riley dresses in plaid. So, you're in plaid. Rose has her ears pierced. And then that means the last one has to be you. What is your name? What is going on with your name? If we just type in TMS, I'm like, is that... Oh, okay. TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use and more recently, his relationship with Raina Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Jesus, that is young. If they knew, like, you hear tales of, like, you know, oh, we knew each other for a week and we got engaged and then 2 weeks after that we were married. Like, I wouldn't do that personally. I wouldn't do it personally, and I think more often than not, it's probably not going to work out. But, you know, sometimes it does. Occasionally it does. I'm not going to make any judgments. I'm kind of judging. I'm kind of judging their relation. It's their ages. That's the thing. 19 and 23, that is so young. Oh my god, she's the oldest. This was last year, so she's probably 20. And the others are all younger. My god, that is no age to die. That is no age to die, my goodness. Wait, so we now know, wasn't there a Sheridan down here? Yeah, Thomas Sheridan. We still don't know. We still don't know your name. Bring me my notes. I mean, we can look up their dad, we can look up their mam. We can look up both the dad and mam's companies. We can also see if they've done things individually. So okay, no, so this is... I'm going to assume this is probably going to be... Ooh. Rose Roottree is not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time they're lumped together as the Roottree sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for her sisters together. Can't find something you're looking for? If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize and search for them. These searches will sometimes help directly. Even when they don't, you'll usually get additional context. Okay. And let me just check for... Riley? Yeah. Yeah, that focus on the Roottrees sisters modelling careers. They are all models. They're all models. Okay. Well, they modelled for the mam's company, so that's... Is... Okay, let's... The period is part of the name, okay! Root, the period is part of the name, is a clothing company. They make clothes for children, from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You've spied the Roottree sisters looking hella fly." I feel dirty saying that. That's not how I talk. You've spied the Roottree sisters looking hella fly on catalogues, magazines, and posters. Now, you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogues. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogues per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There is only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter, Rose, in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Kalli Roottree. Why are you calling her Rose with an H? Why? Kalli is a lovely name. Rose is a lovely name. I wouldn't add an H to it, but it's a bit unique. You know, unique. Or it's not quite a tragedy. You know, tragedy being spelled Tradeigh, like tragedy. Like, it's not quite on that level, but it's like, why not just go? I think she wanted them to match. She had Raina, then she had Carly, and then she had Riley, and was like, oh, we can add in an H here. Oh shit! Now the middle one doesn't match. Ah, fuck it. We'll just change her name. We'll just change her name. Like, poor middle child getting overlooked. But still, so Carly. Carly. Well done. 50 blood relatives. Okay. These 3 entries are correct and have been unlocked. You've also unlocked the following optional entry, Sheridan Thomas. Booyah!
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm down for something life-changing.
The Rootrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh, I'm tenacious. I'm tenacious and extremely, extremely stubborn. If there is... when you say life-changing, I assume you are talking money. I assume you are talking money. And if it's life-changing amounts of cash, no, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no thank you.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Okay.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Rootrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okie doke. Oh my god. Oh, hello.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Rootrees reaches out...
Shank them?
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Okay, no shanking. No shanking, got it. Ooh. Sleuth, okay. Okay. You're 3 out of 9 before the person who hired you returns. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the family tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. We can't zoom up. We can't zoom out to get the full thing. Jeez, hello? This... Okay, yeah, I understand why people freak out when they see this, but as I said, there is life-changing amounts of money on the line. So let's do this. What is... Don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth. Even if the person changed their last name after marriage, always use a person's most recent occupation. Genealogy for dunces, aye. And then what is this? You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure and have been intentionally hidden in the past and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistency. Oh, this is that. I like that. I love a mystery. I love a mystery, and this is tickling my brain in some very nice ways. Okay, the Roottree Candy Company was founded in 1908 by Gwyneth and Elias. Okay. I mean, ooh. Okay. I'm this must be an additional portrait. Yeah, it does. It does that same flip in the bottom corner. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, we know their parents. Brenda. It was Brenda. There's only one Brenda. So Brenda White. And it was Carl. Carl Roottree. Did he own the candy company? You know, let's see what we've got. Actor advertising. CEO? That might fit. I'm assuming that is a movie director rather than, like, the director of a company. It could be either. Oh. President. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, baby? Like a... I'm going to assume... Because we had student all the way at the bottom. I'm going to assume this means, like, the person is a literal baby, and not that they are a professional baby, like it's some kind of fetish thing. I'm going to assume we're talking about literal babies there. The fact that we've got, like, president first, president second, president third, president fourth, president fifth. I mean, the candy company was started way back then, assuming they've kept it in the family ever since. I mean, the family is scrambling. I would assume that their dad was probably the latest president. Yeah, I doubt this is talking about, like, the president of the United States. This must be the president of the country. So I'm gonna put you in fifth. Okay, once you verify this person, you'll be able to add bonus photos. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. But I feel like we should maybe focus down here and then maybe try journeying up, or maybe focusing up here. Considering these were the founders, I think there'd be a lot of information on, you know, who founded this, you know, really famous candy company. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, ooh. Hello. Intuition. You've been in this line of work for a long time. So long, in fact, you've developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying... There goes my timer. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Aye, well. Okie doke. I am going to bring this episode to a close right here. You know what? To close out, let's go to the map, to the big family tree. Yeah, I like that. Then every episode we can see, like, how much we've progressed. I think that's good. In the next episode, we will look at all of our new evidence. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.